Welcome back to Talks with D. I'm your host, Darrenisha, and today we're doing something a little different. Normally, you hear my perspective as we talk about life, advocacy, disability, mental health, and personal growth. But today, I'm passing the mic to one of the incredible women competing for the title of Ms.Wheelchair America 2027. This episode is all about getting to know our guest, her journey, what inspired her to compete, what she's most excited about, healing, heading into nationals, and the impact she hopes to make through this experience. Whether you're a pageant fan, an advocate, or just here to be inspired, you are in for a great conversation. Let's jump right in and meet today's guest. Okay, let's keep the screen on this time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
And always trim it down. I know it's a pain to edit, but
Girl, the screen kept going out the other day, but let's hope I'm gonna just keep tapping on it.
what annoying things. It's been doing that lately. Isn't there a setting where it's not supposed to allow that to
I
happen?
think because it was dead and it was charging. Because it's short
Mm,
a little bit today. It ain't like full charge, but it's short a little bit. So let's hope it do right.
I
Amen.
hope so. I mean, I love talking with you, but I know that this is a lot for everybody to redo and redo again
Yeah,
and
because I was
again.
supposed to be doing two today, but the other girl, she's sick. So we're gonna do it another time. Okay, let me do the intro. Hey, you guys, welcome back to your favorite podcast with your favorite host, Darrenisha, aka D. And today we're doing something a little different. We got a guest today. Okay, and her name is October Ramirez. She is Miss Wheelchair, New Mexico 2026. Yay, I said it right. And she's going to introduce herself and tell you guys a little bit about herself. And then we're going to get straight into the podcast.
Well, thank you so much for such an amazing intro. My name is October Ramirez. As you already covered, I am Miss Wheelchair New Mexico 2026, possibly through 2027, until someone else is elected, and super excited about that. What makes me me is that I run on a platform of trying to expand genetic testing, and I love horror films, which you might see that I'm kind of like always prepared for Halloween. So now that it's spooky season, let the horror films start.
Yes. Okay. So today, y'all, I will not be talking. I'm just going to interview her and I'm going to let her give her perspective on things and how things been going. So she just told us about herself. So, who is the woman behind the crown?
The woman behind the crown is someone that didn't think that they were going to be the person in the crown. I mean, with everything that I went through, I thought the very last thing I could do was have energy for running a pageant. But I also knew that what I believed and what I was advocating for was important enough to take this turn to try to get more established in the advocacy world.
Okay, okay. What inspired you to compete for the title of Miss Wheelchair New Mexico 2026?
So actually, it came from having a late diagnosis. At 36, I was diagnosed with a mitochondrial disease, which I've been feeling the effects of since birth. But, it's all in your head until it isn't, as a lot of us have figured out the hard way, even with very, very visible issues. And that led me, not only that, but knowing that I gave it to my son, led me to advocacy to try to get earlier diagnoses through genetic testing so that people can make informed decisions. And really, it was my son that pushed me to go further into this and become even more compassionate between the advocacy I have to do for my health and for his.
Wow. If you had to describe yourself in three words, what would they be and why?
I
Can you
would
hear,
say, oh, go ahead.
you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I would say that I am persistent, and that might be for better or worse. I don't give up. Sometimes I rest, but I don't give up. And I'm also very adaptable. I've had to change things throughout my entire life and readapt throughout my life to different scenarios, from losing my hearing losing a lot of my mobility to losing my vision. And all of those came with significant challenges that I still have issues with, but I try to rise to the challenge to show people that it is possible to make those adaptations. And then I think the last word I would choose for myself is compassionate, because no matter what, I want people to understand that at the base, we need more compassion. And I do that through lived experience and by showing how I show compassion.
Okay, okay. What's one fun fact about you that most people would be surprised to learn?
That I could, at my peak, communicate in 7 languages.
Okay. Do you mind telling us those 7 languages?
Of course, I'm still communicating in English. I communicate in Spanish. I can communicate in Hebrew limitedly from a mommy and me. I communicate in Mandarin, Japanese, and then, of course, ASL.
Mm, wow. I only can communicate in English and I'm not as fluent as I used to be, but as in Spanish. If your life had a theme song, what would it be and why?
So it's a little bit dark, but I like the theme song of Ouija board, which talks about like if you die, I'll still communicate to you through a Ouija board because the mitochondrial disease I have is going to shorten my lifespan. And I joke with everybody, I won't really be gone. You can just take out a Ouija board and communicate with me. And I don't think everyone appreciates the joke, but I find it funny and it's my life. So you know,
Yeah, everybody don't like dark humor. What has been your favorite memory so far during your reign?
I think it has to be my clothing drive that I did for my crowning. Because I haven't been able to do as much as I would have liked to due to my health and other limitations. But the one thing I was able to get together was a clothing exchange where I got a bunch of people to donate clothing, and I worked with a few of the local agencies around town that help the homeless and disadvantaged to create tables of free clothing that people could exchange what they have or just grab stuff that they need, especially for growing children. And it was all free. And I think a lot of people enjoyed like coming to it and socializing.
That's good. Who has been your biggest supporter throughout your pageant journey?
Myself. And I know a lot of people have other people. And I've been through some rough patches with the people in my life, but I've remained consistent. And that's how it's been kind of my entire life. And while other people do push me and remind me that my fight is worthwhile, I'm the one who has to get up every day and remind myself to fight.
I agree. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I didn't get much sleep. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
What's one dream you had since you were a little girl that you're still working towards today?
Well, I've had many dreams, but I would say the one that I am still able to adapt to what I'm doing is to help people around me. And that's what I've decided to do advocacy for, to try to make a better tomorrow for all those involved.
Okay, I like that answer. What advice would you give to someone who's thinking about competing in a pageant for the first time?
I would tell anyone who wants to be in this pageant or any pageant that go for it, even if you don't think you're the crown type, because trust me, I'm a tomboy. You usually see me in sweats or shorts and a t-shirt or a tank top, and I'm not one to get dressed up. I'm not one to, put myself out there as much as I have now, but I am one that's fierce about advocating. And I just wanted a bigger platform to be able to help those around me. And I believe that it's not one of those, if I can do it, you can do it, because we all have different limitations. And I don't want to make anyone feel ashamed. But if you have it in your heart that this is something that you might want to try and that this is something that's important to you, I want you to 100% go ahead and try because it is worth it. And the people you meet during your journey are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I agree. When people remember Miss Wheelchair New Mexico 2026, what do you hope they remember you for?
I would hope that they remember me for maybe not being cut from the same pageantry cloth that they're used to, but that's okay. And that advocacy comes in all kinds of sizes and looks, and that's okay too.
I agree. Now, I have three bonus questions that I made that you didn't know about. So, number one, what are you most excited about as you prepare for Miss Wheelchair America? Is it sisterhood, the opportunity to advocate for your platform, meeting new people, or something else?
I have to say it's a mixture. I am extremely excited to advocate about my platform, but I also feel like even if I walk away with no other titles,
Hmm.
that just meeting the people from this journey is going to be amazing within itself.
Right. The second one, how has your preparation been leading up to Miss Wheelchair America 2027 competition slash pageant? What's been the most exciting part and what's been the biggest challenge?
So the most exciting part, of course, is going to be meeting others like myself that have stepped outside of their own fatigue and limitations to try to help others, because that's amazing. And to just be able to speak on something that's really important to me. But a huge challenge has been being able to have the ability to travel with all my health and changes in life.
Okay. What's one misconception people have about you that you're ready to prove wrong at the Miss Wheelchair America 2027 competition slash pageant?
I would say one thing that I have heard is that, they say you're not going to be able to do this with your limitations,
Mm.
but we all have different sets of strengths and limitations, and we're all able to adapt in our own way to make our voices heard in any way that we communicate. And I think it's important to show differences between what people do and how they communicate. And I want to break that misconception that we are disabled and not disposable. We are here, we're here to stay, and we're here to make the world a better place for everyone.
I agree. Do you want to tell them anything else, like about your platform, how to find you on social media, where they can support? If you want them to, like, if they're watching this and they might want to donate towards People Choice because it will be out before we go to nationals, they can donate towards People Choice. They can donate towards your Zephy link to support or your Cash App. Send those to me as well so I can add. But can you tell them anything else? 'Cause I think you did mention your platform in the beginning.
I did, but I didn't go quite
You
into it. I just kind of briefly mentioned it. My platform is that I want to expand full genome genetic testing to every child in natal care and to anyone with a complex medical case to try to give answers which otherwise they wouldn't be able to get. And my platform is pretty much is what is the price of misdiagnosis? I am trying to heal the barrier between doctors and patients so that there's more treatment and less gaslighting so that people have a better enriching experience and the ability to make informed decisions about their life.
okay?
Um, yeah.
So what are your social medias? Do you have any Facebook, Instagram, TikTok?
Yes, so I do have my Facebook. I have my regular one under my legal name, but I also have the one for my journey here, which is Miss Wheelchair, New Mexico, 2026, October Ramirez. If you type in Miss Wheelchair, New Mexico, it will bring up my face. And then I also have TikTok, which has a link tree with a bunch of my other things, which is Berk, BERK 109.
Okay.
And that is a great way to also watch my journey. And it has all my old stuff. So
That's How about
It's going on.
do your link tree have like your Zephy, your people choice, anything like that in it? Okay, so
Yes.
send me that so I can include it as well when I upload the video. I'll put it in the description. Is there anything else that you want to tell the people that you feel like that you haven't told them or that we haven't covered or talked about?
I just want to tell anyone who's listening that you are worth the time it takes to learn a new skill and that you are not a burden and you are not disposable. You are worth it, you are lovable, and I want you to stay spooky.
It was such a pleasure having you to come on and talk about all things Ms.Wheelchair, New Mexico, and just about yourself, not just your platform, to talk about you being October and what led you to doing what you're doing and advocating wise and speaking of people that are misdiagnosed and just speaking of people like yourself because you know how it feels to be in that predicament. I have a spinal cord injury, so I don't know how it feels to be misdiagnosed because they diagnosed me with a spinal cord injury. So I'm just really glad and I'm really proud of you. So keep doing what you're doing, keep being you. And it was such a pleasure to interview you today and just have you on the podcast of Talks with D. And hopefully we get to have you on again. And before I end out, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you and I love you. And I can't wait to meet you. And as I always tell you guys, to be you, do you for you, because God only made one of you. Till next time. It was such a pleasure, girl. It was such a pleasure. I can stop recording. All right, let's do the outro. Then about to get ready to log on. Thank you so much for tuning in to this special episode of Talks with E. A huge thank you, a huge thank you to our guest for sharing her story, her heart, and a glimpse into her Ms.Wheelchair America journey. Be sure to cheer her on as she prepares for nationals. And don't forget to come back because we'll be sitting down with more amazing contestants throughout this series. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe, share this episode with a friend, and follow along for more inspiring stories. Until next time, keep showing up, keep growing, and remember your voice matters. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.